Do you think that JD Vance is the guy for 2028?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What do you think, or what vulnerabilities do you see that the Republican Party needs to work on ahead of 2028 or even ahead of the midterms next year? Because I think that we would be somewhat indulgent if we said everything's perfect, everything's great. We still have, a grip on the American people, because I think that, anytime we've done this before where we thought there was going to be this red wave, we lose it. And I think that things are going well in this country, but I see some vulnerabilities. I see some soft spots that need to be worked on. What do you think that we need to do headed into next year and headed into 2028 to make sure that those blind spots are seen?
I can tell you the single most difficult thing for me starting off my young life and getting ready for a family and marriage was buying a home. And that was a couple of years ago, pre-COVID. I mean, I had it good in comparison to the kids today. Home ownership is the ball game. Home ownership unlocks the door to the American dream. And let me explain why. Not just because it is the #1 hold of value and generational wealth. It's owning land and property. It is a wonderful thing to pass on to your children. We should normalize that more. But also, Tommy, because it's how young kids get started in life and families getting married and having children. I was just at the Clemson University and I go and I speak on college campuses and I ask the young frat bros, you want to be married? And they're like, yeah, man, they tend to be right wing. They're dudes. They want to get married one day. I'm like, you want to bring your wife home to the frat on your wedding night? And everyone laughs because it's absurd. Of course not. A young man in his bones knows he wants to bring his wife home to his house, to his home. He's a king. He has a queen. And the women in the audience, I say, you want to be mothers? And they all say yes. And I say, you want to bring your newborn child, your first newborn child, home to an apartment building with 100 strangers, single room apartment with a dog, that craps in the elevator when you're going down? Like, no. They all laugh because no, of course not. You want to raise your child in your home with a fence and a yard and a tree with a tire swing on it. And this is natural. It's in our bones, but we've robbed that dream, Tommy. The average age of a homeowner, first-time homeowner, is 40 years old. Well, that's well past the age of optimum fertility for a family. It's well past the age of most people, the optimum window to start a family, to have the energy to do that. We're robbing that. The average age of a home buyer, all homes in America, is 60 years old. We have completely flipped this on its head. And it is a critical problem for the movement. It's something that JD has to address, and the nation must address. It is the robbing and theft of the American dream by our leaders, by making homes totally and completely unaffordable for young people. And so that's what JD Vance must address to win in 2028, domestic policies and the restoration of the American dream for young people.